TV1, where you are number one and our guests are stars amongst stars. I am your host, Sonic, and we have an incredible show lined up for you today. Last week, we had the pleasure of welcoming the one and only WCW wrestler, USFL football player, and SAG actor, the one and only Mike Moore, the Motor City Madman, on the show. If you missed episode 6, be sure to check it out. But first, unfortunately, our guest had to reschedule and could not be with us today. So I am your entertainment for the day. So we have some breaking news for you right here on Sonix TV1, your new home for entertainment. As a music producer, songwriter, musician, and composer, I have had the great, incredible opportunity to collaborate with legends like David Bowie, DMC of Run DMC, Sugar Blue, and work with iconic labels such as Warner Brothers, Capitol, and Atlantic Records. Today, I invite you to join me on a journey through the heart of entertainment and technology. Let's dive into the stories and sounds that shape our world. Thank you for being here. Let's make some magic. In 2021, I embarked upon my journey as a jazz artist, releasing singles like Easy Street, featuring Eric Marienthal of Chick Corea's Electric Band, and Cloud 9 and No Ordinary Love, featuring Patrice Isley and John Sandoval. In 2023, I released the single Victory, and just recently, on August 16, 2024, I unveiled Broadway Sax Mix, featuring the talented saxophonist William Prince out of Connecticut. We're thrilled to share the music video for Broadway Sax Mix, directed by our recent guest, Brian the Synthman Washington, so stay tuned. Keep it locked right here. We have so much in store for you. And our first single that we released was Easy Street, featuring Eric Marienthal, so we want to share that with you today. So keep it locked right here. Sonix TV1, your new home for entertainment. That was Easy Street, featuring the one and only saxophone virtuoso Eric Marienthal from the Chick Corea's Electric Band. Let's get it right. Yes, Eric Marienthal, he blessed us with this great talent and being on the song. That was my first single, Easy Street, released in 2021. It was on the chart for over a year. It just had a life of its own, and I'm just grateful for the success that I've been able to achieve with that. I'm a music producer, songwriter, and arranger, and I have been fortunate to work with greats such as David Bowie, Barry White, iconic labels, Warner Brothers, Capitol, Bad Boy. So because I have done some work with Bad Boy, and I have worked in many different capacities in the entertainment world, so I've been an A&R, I've been a music producer, songwriter, arranger, musician, and all of these different aspects. God blessed me with some talent, and it turned into something. And I've been fortunate to work with some greats and some icons over the years. It's a tragedy what's going on in the news today, regards to Bad Boy and P. Diddy. I just want to say that I have always been a very serious music person, and I never really went to parties and stuff like that, but I did go to record release industry parties such as to promote the music. And unfortunately, I get asked that question often, but just to share with you that my heart goes out to the victims and people associated with it. But my attention has always been on the music. And coming up next, we have Cloud 9 from my Love Crusade album that I released in 2022. Keep it locked right here on Sonix TV1, your home for entertainment. That was Cloud 9. And we have Johnny Johnson on guitar. Johnny J2. What's up, J2? He has played with Eric Benet, Boys to Men, just to name a few. Today, unfortunately, our guest could not be with us. He sends his regard, and we're going to reschedule that a little later. So don't worry, we're going to have John J.R. Robinson with us shortly. He is the most recorded drummer in history, but he's going to be with us in a few weeks. We're just going to reschedule it. So I am your entertainment for the day, and I couldn't be more grateful to have you with us today and share your time with us. A little bit more about what's going on. I actually released Broadway August 16th, 2024, and I was able to shoot a music video for it, and we're going to share that with you. It was directed by one of our recent guests, Brian the Synthman Washington. We shot it in New York City. This song, Broadway, and the video, just wanted to share something of my hometown, my upbringing, New York City. Shout out to New York. We was able to actually record it on Broadway, 72nd Street, and some shots we got video footage we were able to record in Times Square. And it's nothing like being home. You guys know that. And there's nothing like New York City. The vibe, the people, the food. That's nothing like being home. So we was able to capture that and share that. Share that in episode 4 with Brian the Synthman Washington. We actually released 3 videos that day. So stay tuned right here. We have Broadway featuring, who we have on this one? We have William Prince on sax on this one. And so stay tuned. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think.
This is a world premiere.
That was Broadway featuring William Prince, saxophone virtuoso out of Connecticut. It was a joy to record that video and the song. He just blessed the song so much that I almost took myself off it as the producer. I said, man, he sounds so wonderful on it. But it was able to make this song, and it just reminded me of my hometown, New York City, where I grew up. We're going to dive a little bit more into that, a little bit more about my background and my history. We're going to dive into that after this spotlight video. If you like what we do, you like what you see, you like what you've heard, subscribe and like the channel right down below. Also, reach out to us. Hit the email and hit the notifications. You know, you'll get the notifications if you subscribe, and you'll know when we go live and when we have guests on. Unfortunately, today, our guest couldn't make it, so I am your guest today. And I will be sharing some of my history and some of the artists and entities that I was able to work with. So keep it locked right here. Next up, we have a video that I worked with one of the artists, Maya Azucena, artist out of Brooklyn, New York. And we created a song called Favorite Song. It's out there on all digital platforms. Along with my music, you can find all the music on Apple Music. You can find it on Spotify, Amazon, Tidal. It's out there, your favorite platform. Go check it out. So coming up, I was able to play with John J.R. Robinson, Be a Kid in the Sandbox. So we're going to share that video of Maya, J.R. Robinson, Mickey Thompson on guitar, the one and only Bobby Watson on bass, Dave DeHole. We just had a great time. J.R. Robinson on drums. We just had so much fun. Check it out right here. Favorite Song.
Street.
So that was Favorite Song, written by Maya and myself, produced by yours truly, written and arranged by yours truly. We have the live performance we just shared with you with Maya on performing the lead vocals. We have Dave Dahome on aux keys. We have Mickey Thompson on guitar, John J.R. Robinson on drums, and Bobby Watson on bass. You can't really see me, I'm tucked behind all the background singers, but yours truly on main keys as the music director as well. We had a blast we had a great time just being kids in the sandbox. JR will be with us in the next few weeks. We'll get it scheduled and we'll let you know. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us today. So you guys know that have been watching the show, I always like to start at the beginning of the book. So we're going to start at the beginning of my book. Today, we're just going to share a little bit of my history. And you can find out more history on my website, sonixmusic.net, sonixmusic.net. But today, I am the featured guest. So we're going to dive in. In the beginning, I was born in New York City, raised in the New York City, Connecticut, Jersey, tri-state area. I came about playing music because I just heard compositions in my head. As a child, I was a musician. Since the time I could crawl, I was beating on mom's pots and pans. And at 5 years old, my mother said, okay, enough beating on pots and pans and chairs. She got me a drum set and I learned to play the drums. And then I was playing drums in school. I was playing drums in church. At 6, my grandfather gave me his guitar. At age 7, I took a love for bass guitar and I started to learn to play the bass guitar. And I always sang on the school choirs. I sang in church. Sometimes I would sing lead. I would always sing background. Singing and playing music in church and school. And my family also would run revivals throughout the East Coast, up and down the highways and byways. And I would actually get to play for my uncles and play for my family. And my mother and my father, as they would also run revivals throughout the East Coast. And then I started performing with the legendary, electrifying Gospel Highlights, a quartet group out of South Carolina. They would come to town and they would let me sit in with them, travel with them, be with them. So I was a sponge. I was a kid musician, and they were my first ever artist that I've ever played for. Played for churches, played for schools, played for events, played in jazz band, everything just to immerse myself. And then I found my dad's Army 2-track. He used to take with him around when he was in the service in the military. He would actually record his music and they would play the music over the loud system. And I found my dad's Army 2-track in the basement, maybe around 13, sitting in a puddle of water. And I realized that I could actually record multiple tracks with it. And didn't know what I was doing, but I had compositions and music in my head. And so I learned to make those 2 tracks multi-track. And I was actually learning the multi-track record with just 2 tracks. And then I was learning to overdub, a lot of technical things which I didn't know the names for at the time, but I was just trying to get this music recorded and out of my head. Originally, I said, I got these compositions that I'm going to teach the songs to choirs. I was going to teach these songs to other musicians just to share the music and actually get it to hear, let me be able to hear this music back. What does it sound like when it's actually being played and sung? And oftentimes it didn't work out too well. And then I also realized that I would have to wait for 5 other musicians to come, singers. I would have to wait and organize and just to be able to hear it back and not quite hear it exactly like I heard it in my head. So I learned the program. I started buying equipment and learning to work the equipment. And then I had an older cousin that came into my life that I did not even know about, and he was actually doing music, and he was studying music at Center Media of Arts. And my cousin is Albie Shore. He came into my life, and he was already working on his demo, with Eddie F. and Neville Hodge and Heavy D. And so we actually started recording it in my bedroom. I actually saw that Al had a 6-track when he came, no, an 8-track when he came into my life. He was sitting in the front seat with an 8-track on his lap. And I'm like, you do music? He's like, yeah. I was like, you have 8 tracks. Like, today you laugh because that's like a big deal, you know. But he had 8 tracks, and we actually started recording his demo, and part of his demo was done in my bedroom. We was recording the vocals in my bedroom, and Fond Memories, and that actually took off, and Al actually wound up getting a deal with Warner Brothers. And after that, it was just on to the races. We were just kids doing what we love to do. And from that demo, we were recording in unique recording studios in the Hit Factory in New York City. Some of the biggest studios in New York. I'm just in there as a kid, as a sponge, PlayStation, Power Station, just immersed in the recording scene as a producer. And I actually started learning to record on 2-inch tape, analog world. If you know anything about that, it's all the bells and whistles. Back then you had to have like $3 million studios to make the records we make today with computers and laptops and interfaces and Pro Tools and Logic. You know, as a kid, I was in the Hit Factory and we were getting it done. And it was fortunate that I grew up that way. I'm very blessed that I was able to learn in an analog world, and now I still apply that to my music in the digital aspect. And then I was off touring, playing for churches, playing for schools, but also touring as a musician, working with different artists. And it just took off, and God blessed it to do something. And now I have come full circle, and I embarked upon my my music career as a jazz artist, and I released my first single, as I said earlier, in 2021. And I've just been completely just sharing more and more of myself and my history with you now that I am your host on Sonix TV1. And I couldn't be more fortunate to be with you and share my history, my music with you. I love that technology has kind of like leveled the playing fields, where now it's feels like more so in the driver's seat with where the creatives can now be in the driver's seat. And you don't necessarily have to have those $3 million studios now. You can have digital workstations with your computer and a good interface and some good mics, and you can do your thing. And so I enjoy the fact that we are able to now do so much more that and now also it has cut the time in way less than half to be able to do that. And so it's now a wonderful thing that now the tools are in your hands and you can make your music. One of the things I use Pro Tools. I utilize Pro Tools in every aspect. I record all my instrumentation in Pro Tools, even the MIDI portion of it for those who are creatives. So everything is recorded in Pro Tools, all the MIDI. I wanted to simplify my life and use one platform. So I put all of my sounds from my analog world into Pro Tools. And now I just use Pro Tools for basically the mixing, the songwriting process, the mixing, the mastering, all the creative, everything's done in Pro Tools, even the mastering. When I'm engineering and producing my records, everything is solely done in Pro Tools. Also, I like to use instruments, live instruments, bass, guitar, percussion as much as possible, but I also like to program. So I will actually program a lot of the records myself. Whenever possible, the sound is right for me, I use live instrumentation. I have my guitarist come through, Johnny J2, he blesses me. John Sandoval comes in and shares his gifts and talents. Peasy, what's up, Peasy? He just reached out to me not too long ago, so we got some more to record. We have Walter Jones, he also comes through and has played on some records. I'm fortunate to know some really iconic and incredible musicians globally, and so I just have been sharing this platform with them. Unfortunately, like I said before, John J.R. Robinson, we actually met and hit it off and became really cool, good friends. And so he's going to be with us. He did promise us that he'll be with us, and sends his regards and his apologies, but he'll be with us in the next week or two. So we'll get that right and get that out to you. So this is a platform of entertainment, and I am your host, and I've been able to work with icons such as David Bowie, Lauryn Hill, Bad Boy, some of the greats. Just if you want to know more about my history, you can hit my website up, and you'll find more information about that up there. Also, many people don't know that I sing, and so on my album, all the singing is myself, and on No Ordinary Love, we have Patrice Isley on vocals, but primarily all the vocals you will find is myself. And so I'm going to share Love Crusade. Love Crusade, the song. Love Crusade is the album, but we also have Love Crusade, the song. And right now I'm going to share that with you. Keep it locked right here, Sonic Entertainment. Sonix TV1, your new home for entertainment. Thank you for joining me.
Take a ride.
was Love Crusade. You can find that and more about my music, my history on my website, sonixmusic.net, sonixmusic.net, sonixmusic.net. You can find my music on all digital platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, Tidal, Pandora. It's out there. Please support it. Check it out. I hope you like what you've seen and like what you heard. So please check out the music. Support it. Drop me a line. Reach out to me. You'll have the website listed below. So we want to hear from you. We want to know what you think. We want to know what you feel. Next week, joining us, the one and only Kevin Sugar Daddy Woodley will be joining us. CEO of the Inkwell Club and Cruise and Concerts. He's a DJ, music executive, radio personality, and promoter. He has been with labels such as Atlantic Records, East West Records, Columbia Records, Epic Records, and he's actually oversaw some of the biggest records. Some of your favorite records he's actually been the A&R for. So we're going to get his story, what he's been up to, and what he's currently looking forward to do in the future. He's going to be joining us next week right here on Sonix TV1. You don't want to miss that episode, so please tune in. Make sure you keep it locked and stay tuned with us, You don't want to miss anything, so we have a lot going on. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, enjoyed what you've heard, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button right down below, so you can get all the notifications on when we go live and what we have going on, and also the upcoming events. Got a lot going on, so we want you to be with us. We're just very grateful that you spent your time with us today, and I couldn't be more happier than to have you with us today. Unfortunately, our guest could not be with us today, but today I have been your guest, your host, Sonix TV1. Get to learn about my history and what I've been up to. And today, that's our show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today on Sonix TV1, where you are number one and our guests are stars among stars. I greatly appreciate you spending your time with us today, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Be inspired, be uplifted, be entertained. I am your host, Sonix, and I'll see you next time right here on Sonix TV1. God bless.